the next iPhone ends up giving you more screen, but without actually telling you yet? That's exactly what just happened thanks to a new product listing from popular case maker Spigen. A screen protector listed on Amazon India mentioned that it fits the iPhone 16 Pro, iPhone 17, and iPhone 17 Pro all with 6.3-inch displays. This small detail has created a wave of speculation because it matches a rumor from back in May that claimed Apple would increase the screen size of the base iPhone 17 from 6.1 inches to 6.3 inches. If true, this means the standard iPhone 17 could now be the same size as the Pro model when it comes to the screen, which is a big shift in Apple's design approach. Until now, only the Pro model had that 6.3-inch display, so this update could help Apple create more consistency across its lineup. Right now, the iPhone 16 has a 6.1-inch screen, the 16 Pro has 6.3 inches, the Plus is at 6.7 inches, and the Pro Max sits at 6.9 inches. With the iPhone 17 series, the standard and Pro models are both expected to feature 6.3-inch displays, while the Pro Max will likely stay at 6.9 inches. There's also talk of a new model called the iPhone 17 Air, which may replace the Plus version and come with a 6.6-inch screen. But before anyone gets too excited, it's important to understand that having the same screen size doesn't mean having the same display quality. Apple usually saves the better stuff like higher refresh rate, brighter panels, and more advanced technology for its Pro models. So while the iPhone 17 and 17 Pro might both measure 6.3 inches, you can expect the Pro version to still look and perform better. This change might feel like a small thing, but it matters to people who care about screen size. A 6.3-inch display might be perfect for users who want a little more screen without jumping to something too large. On the other hand, those who prefer smaller phones might feel disappointed, especially if they like the compact feel of the 6.1-inch model. Bigger screens can be harder to use with one hand and take up more pocket space, so there's a trade-off. But maybe this is part of Apple's bigger plan to make things simpler across the board. If all the main models share similar sizes, it's easier to design accessories, update software, and keep things more organized. The fact that a case company like Spigen is already including this detail in its listing adds weight to the leak. These kinds of accessory makers often get early measurements to prepare their products in advance, so they might accidentally confirm features before Apple announces them. Have you ever seen a brand launch a new phone that looks almost exactly like the last one and still manage to surprise everyone? That's exactly what Samsung is doing with the Galaxy M36, which is now officially confirmed to launch in India. On June 27th, the phone is a follow-up to the Galaxy M35, and while it doesn't bring big changes to performance or camera, there's one little design choice that has got people talking. Before we get to that, let's look at what Samsung is actually offering this time. First, Samsung says the Galaxy M36 will come in 3 colors: velvet black, serene green, and orange haze. Visually, the phone is thinner now, with a thickness of just 7.7 millimeters, which makes it about 15% slimmer than the Galaxy M35. That's a nice change for people who didn't like how bulky the last model felt. But inside, things are staying pretty much the same. The Galaxy M36 will have the same Exynos 1380 processor that was used in the M35. So, if you were expecting a major speed boost or new features, you might be a little disappointed. When it comes to cameras, Samsung is sticking with what worked before. The phone still features a triple camera setup with a 50 megapixels main sensor, an 8 megapixels ultra-wide lens, and a 2 megapixels macro camera. And on the front, there's the same 13 megapixels selfie camera as the M35. No changes there either. But one of the biggest questions people have is about the battery. The Galaxy M35 came with a massive 6,000 mAh battery, and many fans are hoping that Samsung will at least match that, if not go even bigger. So far, Samsung hasn't confirmed the battery size for the M36, which leaves us waiting to see if they've managed to fit that large of a battery into the slimmer frame. Now, here's the part that's causing a bit of debate: the display. Samsung has changed the front camera cutout from the Infinity O style, which is basically a hole punch, to an Infinity U shape, which looks like a small U at the top center. Some people think this makes the phone look outdated, while others don't really care because the screen quality is still the same. The panel is protected with Gorilla Glass Victus Plus, so you're still getting strong protection, even if the look has changed a bit. As for the price, Samsung hasn't given us exact numbers yet, but if they follow the same path as last year's model, the M36 will likely start at around 20,000 Indian rupees, which is roughly 230 United States dollars or 200 euros. The top model may go up to 24,500 Indian rupees or around 280 United States dollars. It will be available for purchase through Amazon India and Samsung's official website. Is Samsung about to launch the thinnest foldable phone we've ever seen? Well, based on new renders of the Galaxy Z Fold 7 shared by OnLeaks and Android headlines, that might actually be true. Just by looking at the images, it's clear Samsung is going for a sleeker, thinner design this time around. For some context, last year's Galaxy Z Fold 6 was about 12.1 millimeters thick when folded and 5.6 millimeters when unfolded. Now, leaks suggest that the Galaxy Z Fold 7 will be just 3.9 millimeters thin when unfolded, which is a huge 30% reduction in thickness. That's thinner than many tablets and even some smartphones, but thinner doesn't always mean better, because as you slim down the body, some trade-offs show up, like the camera bump. According to these renders, the triple camera system on the back now sticks out even more than before. This is similar to what we've seen from other foldable makers like OnePlus and Google, where a better camera setup comes with a more noticeable camera bump, but Samsung seems to be balancing that by also making the phone wider than before, possibly by over 10 millimeters compared to the Galaxy Z Fold 6. This added width could make typing, multitasking, and watching videos on the internal screen feel more natural. Speaking of the display, when unfolded, the Galaxy Z Fold 7 is expected to offer a 7-inch dynamic AMOLED display with a resolution of 1856 by 2160 pixels and a refresh rate of 120 Hz. On the outside, the cover screen will reportedly be 6.3 inches, also dynamic AMOLED, with a resolution of 968 by 2376 pixels and the same 120 Hz refresh rate. To protect the outer screen, Samsung may be using Corning Gorilla Glass Victus 2, which helps prevent scratches and minor drops. Now let's talk about performance. The Galaxy Z Fold 7 is expected to be powered by the Snapdragon 8 Elite for Galaxy processor built using the 3nm process, which means better energy efficiency and faster speeds compared to older chips. Alongside this, the device may come with 12 GB of LPDDR5X random access memory and 256 GB of UFS 4.0 internal storage, giving users fast loading and smooth multitasking. It will likely run Android 15 right out of the box, offering the latest features and software optimizations. Powering all this will be a 4,400 mAh battery, with support for 25-watt wired charging and 15-watt wireless charging.